morning, friends. Welcome to your Monday morning espresso shot. We're in March already, and spring is around the corner, so it's looking really good here. All right, let us begin by first placing our awareness in the area of the heart. Let us just engage our heart, taking slow, deep, gentle breaths. And just imagine these breaths flowing in and out of our hearts. Just slow, gentle, easy breaths. Allow your body to just feel the nurturing waves that your breath is sending to every part of your body as you take these slow, deep, gentle breaths and experiencing them flowing in and out of your heart. See if you can make these breaths symmetrical. In other words, if you take 5 seconds to breathe in, then take 5 seconds to breathe out. In this exercise, you don't need to stop at the top or the bottom. Just allow the flow of the breath to calm your autonomic nervous system down and rebalance it. Slow, deep, gentle breaths, experiencing them flowing in and out of your heart. Imagine your breath flowing into your heart, going down to your root chakra now. And as you exhale, exhaling from the root chakra out through your heart. Make these breaths deeper and allow your lungs to fill completely. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your heart and continue your breath in this way. Slow, deep, gentle breaths, balancing your autonomic nervous system, drawing the breaths all the way down to your root chakra. And imagine them flowing out of your root chakra and out of your heart and embracing those around you energetically. And you can gently open your eyes if they were closed. and bring your awareness back to this point, in this room, in this moment. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, our topic is overcoming ancestral bondage. One of the things that I was considering as I started kind of pondering on, where my life is and how I began my life, who were the influencers in my life. And then I looked at people that whose children carried on the same occupation as they did. If you're a police officer, the child becomes a police officer. If you're an engineer, the child becomes an engineer, or in that kind of realm, in that field. And I know a friend of mine is the dean of engineering here, and his children are going into engineering. And when he found out that my child, my oldest child, who was getting ready to look at the university areas, did not want to go into engineering like her dad, he was kind of surprised. He thought that she would be interested in doing that. But my child was not interested in doing that, nor did myself or her mom guide her to do something that we thought would be best for her. We allowed her to kind of explore. And so she eventually explored, and she decided to go into marketing, which is not something that myself or her mom or anybody of our ancestry had considered. My other daughter, again, same thing. I didn't really twist her arm to say you must go into engineering or be a doctor, a lawyer, all of those things. She decided to go into criminal justice, and she wants to be a lawyer. So, I was scratching my head saying, well, that's interesting. We didn't really railroad them into something. They just, out of their own kind of heart, picked something. So what was it about that? My parents were not educated. Like they did not get a formal education. And yet I went into engineering. So there are enough examples of this ancestry thing that goes on, where people are actually pursuing certain things that, because that's all they know. And I remember having somebody that I was working with, as I was an engineer, he was a technologist. He went into medicine because his parents told him he needs to go into medicine. So he went there and wasted 2 years, and he says, I don't want to do this. And finally, he rerouted himself, and he was trying to find himself. The idea of ancestry bondage is this, that we share the same DNA as our parents before them, whole genealogy. I mean, if you go back and look at your DNA, I mean, there's a very strong match with minor unique differences. And we know from studies that are done that the DNA is multidimensional. That means it's got a physical property, but it's also got the multidimensional property. There's ample science to show that. So when we look at that and we think about our ancestors who shared our DNA, they must have shared some of the multidimensional qualities. And the multidimensional qualities mean that they transcend time and space. So in essence, your DNA has DNA of all your ancestry. And if all of your ancestry were forced into conscription, for example, back in World War I, World War II, Civil War, whatever that was in your line of heritage, then there is a propensity for us to be able to kind of use that and say, this is what I want to do. In essence, that is a bond. That is something that has saddled us into not thinking for ourselves and breaking through those bonds. Not that there's anything wrong with joining the military, of course. You're here to defend your country, serve the country, and I have the deepest respect for people who do it, first line responders and people in the military, deepest respect for them. The idea is they must want to do it because their heart calls them to do it, not because they're locked into this. They don't even know what they want to do with life. This is what what I did. I went into engineering because people around me said that that's a noble profession. It gives you respect, all of those things. And when I went into engineering, my first few thoughts were, I'm not serving people in the way that I want to serve. And my emergence of wanting to serve people drove me to volunteer in certain areas and serve people, but I could never bring those two together. So I'd like you to consider, what is it that you're doing right now? and how much of it is an ancestral inspiration or ancestral bondage, and what is it that you want to do that is you wanting to do something from the depths of your heart. And try looking at what you're doing in terms of serving in volunteer capacity, and where you're not making money but you just love doing it, and that will hold the clue. All right, so let us now come back to our hearts and place our awareness in the area of the heart, taking slow, deep, gentle breaths, and just experiencing them flowing in and out of our hearts, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than we normally would. Connect with your heart. And now begin to recall or invite emotions that uplift you, that make you feel grateful for everything that's going on around you. Help you feel compassion and love and gratitude for the universe to bring you this moment, for the universe to bring things to us, connect us with each other, and with the love that we continually get. All we do is reach out for that love. And by reaching out for that love, we get more love. And so experiencing gratitude is raising our vibration so that we can connect with a deeper love, with a spiritual love out there. So that is what we do here. Slow, deep, gentle breaths, and experiencing these breaths flowing in and out of our heart, all the way down to the root chakra. And as we exhale from the root chakra out of our hearts, and we begin to experience loving, gentle emotions. Take deeper breaths. See if you can take them all the way down to Gaia, Mother Earth. Imagine they're flowing into your heart, through your lower root chakra, down your legs, and right to the center of the earth. Imagine this happening, and then draw the breaths. Imagine them flowing out of the center of the earth, through your legs, through your root chakra, and out from your heart. And now ask your body to intensify your emotions of gratitude. The more intense these emotions are, the higher the vibration, and the more love you will generate around you energetically. And the higher the chance of you transforming others through your energy field. So recall for an intense emotion of gratitude and appreciation. Gently open your eyes if they were closed. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Those are 15 minutes went by very quickly, but I wanted to open the floor for any comments or reflections, questions. Happy to do that if you want. And while you're typing those in, I just want to let you know that the Setting Worthy Goals, Wants, and Desires has been posted for Ignite members. If you are an Ignite member, you have access to this. You have seen an email that you just click on the link. If you're not, consider joining. And you can get all the past replays of these deep dive webinars and upcoming webinars for February, ones coming up. If I can be of support to help you transform from inside out, the journey that I've been through, I can lend my experience and support in that way for you. Please do contact me for that. All right, let us open up to some questions and my responses there. Dr. Wolf, thank you as always, Shamir. Love starting my week with my heart, with you and the community. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, sister. I really appreciate you always. Dr. Wolf and I did a 5-day program for her goddess group, and it went over really well. I'll try and see if I can bring that to us here as well as this community. But I wanted to thank you, Dr. Wolf, for inviting me to participate in that particular 5-day blissful experience. So thank you. All right, there's no more questions coming through, so I can basically say thank you so much. Appreciate you joining me this morning. I look forward to seeing you next week, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care for now.